Disclaimer. This is educational purpose video only. I didn't harm anyone. I used my own device during explain of this method, so please don't use this method any kind of illegal or malicious activities. Because hacking is crime. If you do this, then it can land you in jail. I'm not support any kind of illegal or malicious hacking.
It as well. So let me open my Kali Linux. Of course, I'm connected with bridge adapter and I have my USB Wi-Fi card plugged in, and I can just use this USB Wi-Fi card in monitor mode. So let me confirm this. So I'm opening a new terminal here, and first thing to do is just to run ifconfig in order to see whether my interface is up or down. So as you can see, I don't see my WLAN O. Okay, so I have to make sure that my USB Wi-Fi card is plugged in so that I can take this into my monitor mode. As you can see now, right now I'm connected to my ET80-10025 with wired connection. So this is what we do in our NAT network. But as I plugged in my USB Wi-Fi card, as you can see, I get the WLAN O. So I'm going to take this WLAN O into monitor mode and use it to run aerodump-ng. And before we do that, of course, we have to run airmon-ng start WLAN O to take this into monitor mode. If airmon-ng doesn't work for you, of course you can use the alternative method that we have seen before. If I run iwconfig right now, I will see my mode is indeed monitor right now. So I can use aerodump-ng from now on using WLAN O-mon interface, right? So you know how to do that, right? So you have to write aerodump-ng WLAN O-mon, and it will start gathering information from around routers. So let me just make this a little bit bigger so we can see it better. Maybe you have seen that my router is here. So Pulp Fiction, I've changed my encryption to be WEP, and we can see it from here as well, right? Pulp Fiction use WEP encryption. If you use WPA or WPA2, this technique won't work because this is specific to WEP. So I'm going to focus on this line here. I'm going to just gather information from this specific router. So remember what we have to do. We have to specify the BSS ID. And how do we get BSS ID? We just select it from here and right click, copy and paste it in here. So this is our BSS ID. We have to specify the channel, right? So we can see the channel from here as well. So I'm currently in channel 9, right? So let's see, yeah, I'm in 9. And then later on, we have to write out a file because we're going to use that file with aircrack. And as we did before, I will write -- right, and I think I missed one dash from here, right? So BSS ID channel and right, and then we have to specify the name of this file. Okay, so you can choose any name, but choose something relevant. So I'm going to call this WEP crack. Okay, so later on I'm going to look for wepcrack.cap. So later on I have to specify my interface. Now I'm ready to run this. So this is gathering information, and this is gathering information from the network that I want to. As you can see, now I see the clients that are connected to Pulp Fiction. And since this is gathering information right now, it's also saving to that .cap file. And I will use this .cap file in order to crack the password. Right now, as you can see, there is a data column in here, and we're gathering data. And we are gathering something called initializing vectors, IVs. And aircrack uses those IVs to compare with each other and then find the password. And I'm trying to open a new terminal, but I cannot manage. Let me try from here. Yeah, say new terminal. Because as this is running in the background, I will have to call aircrack at the same time, simultaneously. Okay? So open a new terminal here and run aircrack ng, and later on you have to specify the .cap file. So I believe this will be wapcrack01.cap. Of course, we have to confirm this. If I go to home, I will see that this is really wapcrack01cap. But let me go to computer and then root. Okay, maybe you cannot reach home from left pane, but as you can see, this is indeed named as wapcrack01.cap. So you have to write this exactly as the same in here, wapcrack-01.cap. Then you can just hit enter. And now as you can see, it just compares the IVs, and if it fails to find the password, it just tries with the next IVs. So more data we have, easier it is to crack the password of WEP. And in order to have more data, we should have traffic in our router. As an example, you can just go to other computers on phones in your own network and try to download something or go to YouTube and watch some videos in order to generate traffic right now. And later on, we will see how to generate fake traffic as well. But for right now, I suggest you go to your phones that are connected to the same network and watch some videos in order to generate data. As you can see, it went to the other set of IVs, so it failed with 10,000 IVs, but it will continue to look for the password within the next set of data as well. And it will find generally between 20,000 or 25,000 IVs. And by the way, this technique won't work on WPA because in WEP we have the same set of strings as a key, but in WPA they generate some random strings in order to make it safer. And as you can see, we found the key. Okay, so this is the password of the router. Now we can connect to the router at this point. And I will show you how to do that as well. I'm going to stop it because we don't need any more data with Control C, of course. And we have to get the password from here. All you have to do is just actually lose these columns. And then you can enter the password with A1, B2 and everything. Now I don't see any connection because right now I'm in the monitor mode, and as you can see, we cannot connect to the internet with monitor mode. Then I can try to go back to the manager mode, but I believe the best way to do this is actually to restart the computer at this point. So let me take a note of this key from here, okay, and copy it and paste it into a live path or something and save it to my documents or desktop, wherever you want to save it. Okay, I'm going to call this wapcracked and close it down and close down all the way up, and then restart the Kali Linux from scratch. And you don't need to do this necessarily because you may try to go to the manage mode and then just restart the connection with service network manager restart and try to connect to the internet with our newly found password. But I prefer to do this after I do some penetration testing, and after I crack a password, I believe this is kind of a habit that I need to overcome. So let me give my username and a password and then maximize this window in order to test our newly defined password. Since we freshly opened this Kali Linux, now I should be in the managed mode, right? So if I go to here, I will see that my Wi-Fi is not connected. Now I will turn down this, not Siri, but I turn down the wired network, okay? So I'm not connected to the wire, but I will try to connect to Wi-Fi network with Pulp Fiction. If I click connect, it will ask me for a key, and yeah, I believe I should have done this first. So I'm going to open my cracked found key and I will use this, but first I have to lose the columns inside. Okay, so let me delete all of this and I will just get this phrase here, A1B2C3, and I will copy this. Okay, and I will close this down, or just go to here and try to connect to this Pulp Fiction network and say connect, and then paste it in here and just hit run. As you can see, now I'm connected. Let me try, let me cancel this. Let me try to ping Google to see if I really have connection. As you can see, I got the response back. It means that I am connected to the internet. So let's stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to see what